The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans. It is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. The Ride Home Rants podcast wants to thank you for listening and let everybody know that we do offer monthly subscriptions to help support the show in other ways other than listening and downloading each episode. What you will get with each subscription is you will get bonus episodes that aren't released to everybody. You will also have a chance to ask me anything each and every month where I will put out a special episode just to answer your questions. You will also get more exclusive content that is not released to everybody. To subscribe to the show, go and click on the link in the description of this episode, and I look forward to your added support and to help us keep this show going. The Ride Home Rants podcast is also brought to you by Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming products at an affordable price. Products are made in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of our supplies are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code BONO15 and he will save you 15%. I've been using these products for a little over 6 months now, and my beard has never felt healthier. It has never grown faster, and according to my wife, it has never felt softer. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by former guest of the show in Matt Landowski in Sweet Hands Sports. Elevate their game with Sweet Hands Sports. Our sports gloves are designed for champions, providing ultimate grip and durability. Achieve greatness with every match. Choose Sweet Hands Sports for the winning edge. Grip your victory at sweethandsports.com. Use the promo code BONO10 and he will save you 10%. He has sent me a complimentary pair of golf gloves. They are so comfortable, durable, and breathable. You won't find a better pair of gloves out there. Again, sweethandsports.com, promo code BONO10. Lastly, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Deemed Fit, a clothing company from first responders for first responders. These products are so comfortable. They look great. They have great messages on them. They are provided to support first responders, especially those who worked through COVID. All of the proceeds are going to helping veterans and first responders with their mental and physical health. This is a great cause. I support anything that has to do with our first responders and our veterans. Again, deemedfit.co, promo code Mike Bono will save you 20%. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. I got a great show for us today and a roundtable filled with three great guests. We're going to talk all things golf. I'm going to let them introduce themselves here. First and foremost, we got to get him in here first because he is one of the great sponsors to the show. With Sweet Hand Sports. And Lando, if you want to tell everybody about Sweet Hand Sports after that. But I also need the answer to these two questions. And it is Old Spice soap the best shower soap? And number two, would you rather fight two really mad deer or one pissed off coyote? Lando.
Hey everyone, Matt Landowski here. Hey, I'm going to go with Dove being a better soap than Old Spice. I'm a Dove guy, but I'd probably rather fight the coyote because it'd be a hell of a lot better story at the end. So
Okay. And we'll let you get a little shameless plug in here with the golf clubs there and now at Sweet Hand Sports since we're doing the golf show. So if you want to tell people how you got started with Sweet Hand Sports, go ahead.
yeah, we launched the golf club last summer, and we do customized gloves. So if anybody is interested in or has a golf outing out there this summer or anything, hit us up, and we can get your logo on them, and you guys can try them out and have a great event. So yeah, it's going pretty good though.
Right. I've tried out the complimentary pair that you sent me. They're super comfortable, super breathable. I'll tell everyone that. And if you go there, don't forget to use the special code for the show, Bono10. We'll save you 10% off of those gloves too as well, for sure. But let's get to the other two guests here. Been on all the time here, seems like on the Roundtable. We're going to just start making him a staple of the Roundtables, and that's Marsco.
I was doing Christopher Marsco, hailing from Howland, Ohio this evening, Warren. Let's see. I use Head and Shoulders, Old Spice, head soap or shampoo, conditioner. So for that co-op, and I'm pretty consistent with it, I'll say it's up there. I'm like you, Lando. I'm a Dove guy, a Dove for men. But yeah, I don't know. I dig Old Spice. This is a good product. And then I'm struggling with this. I need to know how big the deer are, because I'm short, but I got a lot of weight I could throw around. So if I could break some legs, deer's kind of screwed at that point. Coyote might be able to get you and stagger you a little bit. So I'm going to fight the deer.
Okay. These are wonderful, fitty questions to start the Roundtables. But our last guest, Stoy.
What's going on, guys? Bill Stoy here. Coming out of Cleveland, Ohio. These questions, man, I love them getting going. As far as Old Spice, I feel like Marsco is kind of taking my answers here. The Head and Shoulders is kind of the go-to for me up here. I don't have the collab with Old Spice, so we'll go ahead and say Old Spice is not the best one. And then similar to Marsco, I think I'm going with the deers. I don't know what's going to be a cooler story, but never really seen a deer trying to attack anyone. So someone gets it on video, got to be a little bit funny. So we'll go with the deer.
Gotcha. No worries. And I'm going to disagree with all of y'all when it comes to the body wash and the soap. I am an exclusive Old Spice guy. I don't know if that has anything to do with my age or anything like that, but Old Spice all the way. I don't have the collab with Head and Shoulders. I do use Head and Shoulders too as well, but now I'm gonna have to get the collab to just complete the cycle, and
it's nice.
Right up top and on the bottom. I can't. That sounds fantastic. And as for two really mad deer or one pissed off coyote, I'm gonna go deer because I hit a deer a couple months ago with my car, and it really pissed me off. So I want to just take more of them out. That's really the only reason I'm fighting the deer. I mean, I grew up around coyotes, and they're mean some bitches. I don't think I'd fare too well against that anyway. So we're gonna go deer on that one for sure. And shout out to Fitty for those questions again. The wonderful manager of the podcast. Those came from him, and I think we're not even going to get into it, but I have to mention it because I think it's the 100 men versus the one gorilla trend that's all over social media, where that deer question came from. But I digress on that. But we're going to get into this here, and we're going to talk all things golf on this show with spring in full effect. More people hitting the courses now. Figured why not? Let's talk about a little golf. I love to get out there and hit the links anytime I can. But Lando, we're going to start with you. And how long have you been golfing?
Golfing, I say on and off since I've been a little kid, but wasn't really my main sport. But I hit the driving range, go putt, for fun and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've golfed since I was little. Parents actually grew up in a little subdivision that had a little 9-hole par 3 course, like right across the street from where we grew up. So kind of would go out there, sneak on the like sixth hole, which was across from the house growing up. Get a little chipping practice in, a little putting. But yeah, so that kind of started it off. But actually, even took a golf class when I was at Bethany. I mean, it counted as my PE credit. I didn't even think in college I would need a PE credit, but apparently I did. And got to get up, 8 o'clock in the morning and go golf in college. Like, you really can't beat that, and it wasn't a sport. I got graded for it. But Marsko, what about you? How long have you been golfing?
So mine has a little heartstring attached to it. So I started golfing actually in fifth grade. My dad was late in his battle with cancer at that point, and my cousin asked me. They called me Butch. They said, "Butch, what do you want to do? Like, let's get out. Let's go do something." I'm like, everybody in my family golfs. I'm like, I want to go golfing. And for my first time out, it was something I fell in love with. If it wasn't in the fall during high school, I would have loved to golf and played football. Unfortunately, given those two options, I picked football. But I've been golfing since fifth grade, so I was 05. I've been golfing for about 20 years now. You'd think I'd be a lot better. It's a damn shame, but
I hear you.
20 years.
I hear you on that. I got a terrible handicap. Like, it's awful. Like, they just know, like, all right, Bono can putt his ass off, but he's going to be no help until we get to the green if there's any type of scramble going on.
Played a lot of putt-putt. Like, I'm backwards from everyone. Everyone likes the tee box. I like when we get close to the green. 150 and in's my sweet spot. It's an adventure getting that to that point, though.
Oh, 100%. I have a terrible slice. I actually have to aim the complete opposite direction just to play the slice and the hook that I had to hit the middle of the fairway. It's ridiculous. But Story, what about you?
Yeah, similar to these guys. Started when I would say pretty young, maybe 10 years old or so, somewhere in that ballpark. Used to get out with my grandpa and my pops, kind of brought me out to Stanbaugh, a little 9-hole course in Youngstown. Stanbaugh golf course out there is owned by the city, and probably only played there until I was maybe in high school a little bit later, and ended up playing with some friends, and took a little bit of break. Didn't really play all that much through college and stuff, and then COVID time, I think, as a lot of other people, definitely picked it up and been playing quite a bit over the past 4 or 5 years. So that's been kind of my adventure with golf. Started young, took a little break, and been playing a lot lately.
Can't complain. I wish I could get out more than what I do, for sure. Schedule's just not allowing it right now. But I used to golf a lot, especially through high school with my buddies. It was just something to do on the weekends and in the summer when we had nothing to do and there was no football practice or anything like that. We'd get out and we'd golf almost every weekend. But Story, let's stay with you. What has been your favorite course that you've ever played on?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We'll actually go with kind of nicest and probably favorite. Was a course called Shenandoah. It was up at a kind of casino resort up in upstate New York. Kind of like a really nice links golf course, but the most expensive and nicest course I've ever played on. I've been to quite a few around kind of Northeast Ohio area and definitely got some favorites around here, but that was the nicest one up there. Like I said, I think it's called Turning Stone Resort, up in kind of upstate New York area. They have 4 or 5 really, really nice courses, but we played the Shenandoah one and really enjoyed it that day.
I can't complain about that. But Marsko, what about you?
Well, this is going to sound so homer for me if you're in the Northeast Ohio area, but right here in Warren, two come to mind. The lakes, Avalon Lakes, right here in Warren, Ohio. Wonderful course. Got to know somebody to get on, and same with the Lake Club in Poland. Beautiful course. I feel blessed to even get to have gone there, because if they watched me, they'd probably not let me back. But I hacked it up pretty good. But those two are two beautiful courses right here, Avalon and the Lake Club.
Okay. Lando, what about you?
I'd say that was last summer, last time I golfed. So I think it was at a bachelor party, and we were up at Hillcrest Country Club up in Lower Borough, Pennsylvania, and right down the road from me. So that was probably nicest place I've ever golfed or anything like that. So,
Okay. For me, it has to be course near my hometown in Wellsburg, West Virginia. Highland Springs, it's just up the road from Bethany, Orlando. I don't know if you've ever been out there for any like golf tournaments with Bethany or anything like that for the football team. I know Biddy's.
oh yeah, the Bethany golf outing every year, man.
Yeah,
that's down there. Yep.
Yeah, I played in it 1 year with my uncle, and they didn't want me back after that one scramble showing. So, but played there a lot, and it's one of my favorite courses that I've ever played on before. Ogilvy up there in Wheeling, West Virginia, also up there. But yeah, I got to say Highland Springs takes the cake. And geez.
Such a good guard, dog.
Yeah, as we can have my it never fails in this household. People know when I'm recording, like my son, as you can hear him in the background, just screaming for no reason, like I'm not recording a show right now.
Love you, Father.
Love you too. Anyways, Lando, where the hell was I? All right. What's your non-favorite course you've ever played? So do you have a course that you dislike the most?
I'm not picky, man. When I go out, I just like to have fun and, drink some beers and smoke some cigars. And, it really doesn't matter to me. So I'm not going to turn away a good time, so.
Yeah, I really don't think I have a least favorite course out there. I'm just out there to spray some balls all over the course and try to be sober by the drive home. That's the main goal. But Marsko, what about you? You got a least favorite course?
Two of them, they're not open anymore. Neither of them exist, but Walnut Run in Cortland, Ohio, like 3 minutes from my house. Real narrow, not a very open course. Very pretty, has its spots, but when it was open, you had to be able to keep it straight, and I needed the axe with me when I golfed there. And then the other one was actually where I went the first time I went golfing, but good old Ash Hills, also in Cortland. We were saturated with them, not too far from Tamerwind. People in the Mahoning Valley are familiar, but that was like putting on the grass in your backyard. Those greens were had a little to be desired. So I'd say those two. Neither exist anymore, probably with good reason. No, I'm just kidding. God bless those people. I wish they were open. You can't have too much good golf around you.
Absolutely. Stoy, what about you?
I don't think I can say a least favorite course. I love the game, love getting out at every course. It's challenging. Just love kind of getting out with some buddies, hacking the ball around and doing whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't even want to throw some names out there. I love it. Love playing no matter kind of what course I'm on. I'll find a good time out there. So I don't want to go with one here.
Gotcha. I have to say one, and now that I think about it, and it's Brook Hills in Wellsburg, West Virginia. It's a little par 3 course that is deceptively hard for a par 3 course. It's one of those courses like, oh, it's a par 3. I'll get a little bit of tee box, maybe get a chip or two in here, and I'll work on my putting game. No, I've lost more golf balls at that course than any other course that I've ever played on. Like it's terrible. That greens are. It's like putting on ice. Like they're so fast. No matter where you're at, you'll hook out a 2-foot gimme putt. It's one of those courses that makes you like, I'm never golfing again. It's one of those because it ruins your average. And Stoy, we'll keep it with you here now. Are you a walker on the golf course, or are you a cart guy?
Cart guy all day. I don't even think I've walked a full 18 ever. Didn't play in high school or nothing. Walked 9 maybe a handful of times, but put me in a cart. I like having some space, some stuff, or place to throw some of my stuff, and have the bag sitting there. Hey, cart path only as well. Give me a cart, let me drive around the course. I feel like that's half the fun of it is getting out driving and enjoying yourself.
100%. Marsko, what about you? You walking or are you getting in that cart?
Yeah, I used to be a walker. Did a couple youth leagues as I fell in love with the sport, and they made you walk during those. But I can't lie, as soon as I was able to start driving, I started driving, and that's the way to consume golf, in my opinion. Now, if I was 170 pounds and in better shape, maybe I'd tell you that walking 18 holes is change your life doing it once a week. But I'm a cart guy now for sure.
Oh, yeah. Lando, what about you?
I like flying around in the cart, man. It's just fun to me, and yeah, I wouldn't say I'm too much of a walker anymore. So
No, I'm definitely not. I got bad knees, a bad back. Give me a cart, and I'm happy. It's just coming with age. Marsko, you said you were in 5th grade in 2005. I was getting ready to graduate high school, so thank you for making me feel way older than I already am. So appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But cart all day. You got a space for your cooler full of beverages. You got the bag. You don't got to carry that around. Yeah, I'm a cart. You can mess with your buddies. Put it in reverse, hear that beeping sound right in their backswing just to kind of help your score a little bit if you're under a little bit, But it's all good fun. With that being said, Lando, what state do you think has the best courses?
So I would say, if you don't mind the heat, I would say Florida or Arizona, somewhere around where it's always hot out. It probably has the best courses. But fun fact, the area that has the most golf courses that I found out in the United States is the Midwest.
That's
So,
shocking.
Which I was very sorry. It's just like overpopulated with golf courses.
You would think it would be in a warmer climate, would have more golf, like in the South, where
Right.
you can golf year round. That I would think those would be overpopulated. Midwest, that's shocking to me. Something you got to shut down in the winter.
Yeah, I was total. My buddy actually sent me the whole map of all the golf courses in the United States, and I couldn't believe it. So,
well, I'll say this: the listeners out there, even if you don't like the content with golf, you can say you learned something today. So there you go. We're here to educate.
That's right. That's right, man.
I know, Rance. We're going to educate everybody here. Marsko, what about you?
I'm sorry, my son was screaming in the background. What was the question?
What state do you think has the best golf courses?
So I really enjoy getting to go down. I have a couple buddies down there now. A little mix of North Carolina, but mainly South Carolina. A lot of courses on the Intercoastal Waterway. I just think there's a lot of kind of breathtaking scenes in there. Without getting on the plane, I heard Arizona's got great golf. I've never really golfed out west, but I really enjoy going down to the Carolinas. It's a little more my speed with the temperature. Also, Florida's a little bit. I've golfed down in Florida too, but it's a scorcher down there.
Oh yeah,
I'm more of a Carolina climate kind of guy.
I can't argue with that. Carolina climate is just perfect. I've never been out west, so I can't say anything about golf out west because I don't know. But yeah, can't argue with Carolina. But Stoy, what about you?
Yeah, I somewhat similar. I haven't actually golfed all that many states. I don't think I've never been able to play out in Arizona. Did play one time down in Myrtle Beach area. Had a good time down there, and I think obviously Carolinas, Florida, Arizona are going to be your top states. But I'll throw out Michigan as one. I played up in upstate Michigan, kind of all around the lakes and stuff. There's some really beautiful courses up there. So, hey, Michigan, as an Ohio State guy, so I hate to give them any type of props here, but they got some beautiful golf courses nonetheless up there. So, throw that out, maybe a little bit of a sleeper one that maybe people don't think about all that much.
No, you're good. I mean, as Marsco has his Michigan hoodie on today. We got to throw the shade when we can, for sure. I don't like either squad. We'll just get that little plug in there. I dislike Ohio State a little bit more than I do Michigan. Yeah, we all see it, Marsco. We all see the Michigan hoodie. Yeah, for sure. I figured you were going to come.
Where's Mister Ask You when you need him?
Right?
Come on now.
You got no backup.
I need the vampire coach right now. I need a teammate.
He couldn't make it. We actually wanted him to be on. He was like, man, I don't know much about golf. I can't be talking about golf. Oh, man. With all that kind of being said, Stoy, do you think that golfers are athletic?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it depends what athletic I think you're talking about, but I think it's a sport that you're just able to play all the way. I mean, 80, 90 years old, sometimes you see guys out there. So it's not, your traditional running, jumping sport, but a lot of athletic movement to it. You got to be able to kind of bend and torque and swing it the right way. So I'll say for sure, especially some of these big time golfers on the tour and stuff, they're definitely athletes. They're working out. They're grinding their craft out on the course. So I would definitely say, yeah, maybe some more than others, but definitely an athlete getting out there playing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong with being able to do it into your later years. Couple years before my mom's real dad had passed away, he lost his sight, but he was still able to go to the driving range, and he would still hit a ball straighter than I could. And it's just that muscle memory that he had from golfing. A guy that had his pro card. So he was an avid golfer. Loved the sport, and yeah, even without being able to see, as long as you told him, hey, you're lined up behind the ball, he was gripping it and ripping it, and it was still straighter than anything I've ever hit in my life. So, to me, that's a little bit of an athlete and athleticism right there, in my personal opinion. But Marshko, what do you think?
Oh, 1,000%. I'll argue there's more variables that go into hitting a drive straight down the fairway than there is to shoot a basketball. I mean, all the way from your feet down to, keeping your neck and head steady, focused on the ball. I mean, it requires a coordination of just about every level of your body and, muscles that, it's like swimming in a way. You're using muscles golfing that you don't really use at any other time. It's not your traditional athlete. I think people think about it, but yeah, you break down what a golfer does and goes through. It's an extreme amount of coordination. It's really impressive when you think about it.
100%. I'm glad you brought in the swimming analogy as a former swimmer myself. So, people don't give that the credit they deserve. It deserves.
Very hard. Very demanding.
100%. Lando, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Every sport's different, and like every sport has its different type of athletes, and I'm gonna say that I tell you what, one of the best athletes I think that are out there right now is that DeChambeau, and I mean he's like the Barry Bonds of golf, man. That dude teeing off is like it don't even look real, So yeah, I mean it's you gotta be mentally focused. You got to stretch, all that good stuff. So. A little bit of power. So yeah, that's it. It definitely takes some athletic abilities to golf, man.
100%. I agree with all that. With that being said, Lando, with you watching DeChambeau, you watching golf on TV?
A little bit. I watched a little bit of the Masters the last day, and I tell you what, man, I was hoping Rory was going to do it. He pulled it out, and yeah, man, I was pretty pumped at the end of it all. So that's a pretty classy tournament.
Oh, absolutely, the Masters. That's one of the few that I'll watch. Like you, I'll watch the last day. I mean, I won't watch the early rounds. Yeah, I'll channel surf back and forth.
Yeah, it's different to watch it than like football or something. It's just relaxing.
Yeah.
And but it still has that, like, towards the end, it has that intensity, kind of like baseball, where you're still sitting at the edge of your seat, but you know what I mean? Like, you're waiting for that moment.
It was like this past year where it was coming down to the last couple of holes, and it was real close with the scores. It adds a certain level of excitement to it. But glad to see Rory pulled it out. But Marsko, what about you? You watching golf on TV?
Yeah, so I'm good for about 6, 7 tournaments a year. I make sure I watch all 4 majors. Love watching the Waste Management Open out in Arizona. I think it's kind of cool seeing a golf crowd like that, especially how it's.
Party.
Yeah, it looks great. I'd love to go down there sometime. I mean, even the way the camera, I think consuming that on TV probably doesn't do it all justice, but it does paint a nice portrait. Like the Masters, but in a different category of beautiful, if you will. Not as majestic, but
I was saying like the Masters, but with Happy Gilmore sprinkled into it.
Perfect analogy. Yeah, and then like I'd see them playing at TPC Sawgrass, or I normally catch another random weekend one that for whatever reason I'll have some interest in. But yeah, as I get older and enjoy just relaxing.
Yeah.
Golf's perfect to put on TV. Like Lando said, very, very baseball-esque in a way. It's just kind of, you pace it out, and it's enjoyable to consume at its own speed. I think that's what's great about it too. No clock. I mean, it's and you can play 90. You can play when you're 5. I think, and I don't know if it gets this in the question, but I'm going to throw it out there real quick. I think Tiger Woods, especially for people that around my age, I'm sure a little earlier, he kind of changed that and made it a lot more popular. And I think that it's kind of taken on life of its own. I think it's in a fever pitch with popularity, even with a couple of those guys going to live, not really being in the scene as much. I think golf's in a good place. Viewership is like it has never been.
Yeah, I can't argue the Tiger Woods fact that you just said there. Like, I mean, I feel like once he came into the golf scene and started winning majors, like the whole aspect of golf kind of changed, and it became way more entertaining. The viewership went way up to see what he could do. I think some of these young guys, like the DeChambos and that, are kind of bringing that back. Rory's still kind of hanging around, bringing it back. I'd love to see Ricky Fowler do a little bit more. I just love seeing what color he's going to wear and match everything from the hat down to the shoes and the socks and everything like that. Phenomenal. Bright orange colors normally most of the time, but it's phenomenal to see that. But Stoy, what about you? We'll get to you on this. When you watching golf on TV?
Yeah, good question. And as far as tournaments on TV, I'll be a Sunday watcher. When it gets down to the nitty gritty time, occasionally, maybe a Saturday doing some chores, just have it on the TV, kind of taking some quick glances at. But one thing I want to kind of give a shout out to, I've been getting into a lot lately, is YouTube golf. So not really on TV, but more so on YouTube. I think, don't know if many people know, but like Bob Does Sports, Grant Horvat, even some of the new, even some of the pros like Phil Mickelson, like Lando mentioned, DeChambeau. They've been kind of getting into it. They put out a lot of kind of cool videos. Will be an hour long, a little bit more consumable. They kind of cut it up, and they kind of have fun with it as well. So I like watching some YouTube golf every once in a while. So a little bit different than, I guess, the traditional watching the tournaments, but I kind of go about it that way, watch those, and I have fun with that way as well.
I will say, I think like you're right. Social media, and especially TikTok, is helping for golf. I see Bob Does Sports all the time coming across my TikTok page, and it's always him golfing, and it's just interesting to hear what's going to come out of his mouth. I think most of the time is what I'm watching it more for as a comedian. I think a lot of the stuff he says and the comedic timing of it, and getting a little bit of golf content in there too as well, I think it's pretty entertaining.
I think it's changing the golf game, really bringing the consumers like at a younger age to it. And, it's a serious sport similar to baseball. It kind of has an integrity to it, but you get some of the comedians in there, and it's bringing a little bit of a different crowd in and getting people, I think, interested in the game that might not have been before.
Hell, I mean, I was even invested in. It was a whole long thing. I think took like 2 weeks. But DeChambeau trying to hit a hole in one over top of his house by chipping. Like at first, I was like, okay, this is going to be quick, And it was like 14 days. I kept finding myself going back to his page. Like, okay, did he do it today? Like what happened? And I found myself being invested in that. So yeah, I can see it definitely changing. Social media changes freaking everything nowadays. It seems like so. Um, that being said, Stoy, is there any golfer? And if you do know, who's the best golfer that you personally know?
Oh man, I play with a whole bunch of guys that aren't too good. So this is kind of a tough question. I mean, we're all fine. One of the best ones that I play with a lot, his name's Mike Minnie, just one of my buddies. He's probably maybe a 5 handicap or so. Has some good rounds out there, but I don't get to play with too many great golfers. I kind of keep it that way. We're all kind of mediocre out there. Have fun. Don't take it too serious. So can't say I have really anyone that's a real good golfer that I played with.
Okay, Marsko, what about you?
Now, when you say no, is it someone that I'm going golfing with, or someone that I used to get range balls for, and know on a personal level?
This is a pretty question. So you take this how you
I'm gonna go with the range balls one because I think it's pretty cool. Jason Kokrak.
Okay.
He's been on the tour a little bit. I worked at the Trumbull Country Club for several years, through college and even a little bit after, and he'd always come to TCC, and so it was really nice, real cordial, but you always had to be careful being beyond the driving range because the net didn't really apply to him. So you kind of had to be on the lookout. So I'm going to say Jason Kokrak.
Okay.
Warren, Ohio.
Not mad at that at all. Lando, what about you?
Well, a lot of my buddies golf, so I don't want to say any specific names because if I say one over the other, they're going to get ticked. So I'm going to go with my brother on this one because he's been playing for the past 3 years, and he's one of the best athletes I know. And honestly, I told him he's missing his calling. He's hitting the ball 300 yards plus every time, dead on. Shout out to him, man. He's really working on his game. So
hopefully one day we'll see another Lando on TV and getting the links and get into the.
I hope he's listening to this, man.
I got you, man. One I personally know. I grew up with him. He's been golfing forever. His name is Jared Simpson. Golf with him a little bit. Him and his dad now own Borden's Office Supplies in Steubenville, Ohio. But dude was phenomenal. I think he was like a 4 or 5 handicap. 4-year letterman at golf in high school. So didn't see many freshmen making the varsity golf team. I mean, so that to me, I mean, he's gone all over the place golfing. So I mean, he's definitely the best one that I know. I hope he listens to this and he gets to hear it. I'll give him and his shop a shameless plug here on the show for sure. But Lando, we're gonna round out the show here a little bit. It's right up, man. We got to have a fun way to end the show. And putt golf.
Absolutely, putt golf. I'm going to say my favorite place is the Putt Shack down in the Strip District. Putt golf.
Never been to that one at the Strip District, but gonna put it on the list of ones I gotta hit. Marsko, what about you? Is putt golf?
1,000%. And I attribute putt golf to making real golf as enjoyable as it is for me because I can putt. And a lot of other people struggle with that. It helps me keep coming back to golf. But we had a course in Warren on Route 422. There were 3 different 18-hole courses in the one spot, but they used to have a U.S. national competition there where putt-putt players would come in from this circuit all over, and they'd all compete there. It was back in the 80s, and they televise it on who knows what channel. The ESPN 8 the Ocho, but it was a pretty historic place. And then over this past winter, it actually they had to sell it, and it was turned into a car dealership parking lot, sadly. So I don't have a home to play putt-putt anymore. Felt like I got to play some of the most legit putt-putt you could have anywhere. But yeah, putt-putt's great. You can play it at any sport or any age.
All right. Story, what about you?
I'll say I have to agree. I can't be the Debbie Downer and put down mini golf at all. So we'll say, yeah, I think it's very different. A lot of times you get courses, you got obstacles, and you got barriers and stuff. It's a lot different than the game out on the course, but I love playing, and it's a definite way to kind of get introduced to the game a little bit. So it's definitely golf, just a little different fashion of it.
100%. I'm a huge putt-putt fan. Try to take a trip up to Sandusky every year as a family, and there's a course up there we go to every time we go up there. Love it. Love golfing. Love putt-putt. I will mess up a putt-putt course for sure. Anytime I see it, I just it's like the little kid in me, definitely want to get out there. And again, going back to social media, there's actually a full page where they actually have like tournaments throughout the year, and it's putt-putt, and people sponsor them. People put in donations, so they're getting paid to go and film putt-putt courses. And shout out to the courses that are letting them do that, because it's intriguing. I found out a couple years ago, it was during COVID actually, that I was talking to another comedian friend of mine, and he actually knows somebody who is a professional putt-putter. Nobody needs to check their hearing that you heard that correctly. A professional putt-putter. It's become so much of a mainstream thing that they have dress codes, like they have to wear polos and golf swag. Like it's just like it's. I was like, okay, well, we need to start bringing back, like you said, Marco, ESPN 8 the Ocho. Let's get that back on, and let's get some putt-putt tournaments, get these guys some notoriety, because I had no idea. Because he just nonchalantly was like, yeah, my buddy who's a professional putt-putt golfer. And then it just kept, I was like, wait, you're not just going to speed past that. Like, you didn't just say what I think you just said. He's a professional putt-putter. Yeah, so I love putt-putt. Yeah, it's definitely golf for me. I'll take putt-putt over, a full 18 course any day, for sure. It's just a little kid in me, but fellas, that's actually going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. It was great to have Lando, Marsco, and Stoy back on the show and getting to talk a little bit of golf and some nostalgia with it. And I could talk about golf, seems like, all day. I never knew I was going to turn into that guy. I attribute that, again, to my age. Love golf now. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week.
The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Dubby Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rock it on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.